My name is Aaron Lawrence, and this is week three's presentation on EQ competencies. So this week we're going to be talking about empathy and social responsibility. So social responsibility is the individuals are basically accountable for fulfilling and acting in a way that benefits a group or society. This is basically kind of just giving back to your community around you, which can include your environment and people. And then so from a coaching standpoint, like when you give back to the community, you can be, helping at local schools is an idea, cleaning up after like in ditches and things like that, and also like planting trees are some typical ways that I've seen coaches and their teammates give back to the community. So what I'm going to dive into more is the empathy aspect here. So what is empathy? It's ability to perceive someone or perceive others' feelings and imagine why someone might be feeling a certain way and to have concern for their welfare. Oftentimes this is confused with sympathy, which is just feeling sorry for somebody, but this is actually empathy dives deeper into why and like how are they feeling and what can you do to help with them. So the article was called Why the World Needs Empathy Revolution. So it was based on a book called The Empathy Effect, and which it focused on healthcare physicians and how empathy affects patients' well-being. So they chose healthcare because doctors often have to have a barrier between feelings and create emotional distance, kind of to remain objective with the patient and not create an emotional rebound. So, but research has also shown that it causes patients to be less cooperative, and physicians are oftentimes lonelier, and more burnout happens due to this emotional distance that they put. So this article goes into three aspects of empathy. So the first one is resonance, which is an evolutionary and emotional connection to others to care for them neurologically. So this example that they gave was observing someone cut their finger. So pain pathways in our body are activated. So when you see somebody else going through pain, there's a slight neurological stimuli that goes through your body that doesn't make you feel the exact intensity of the pain, but makes you feel kind of what they're feeling. Most doctors ignore this part of empathy because it has to do with emotions. Now the next one is cognitive, is the kind of under that category, which understanding our feelings does not always equal how others feel. So this helps us stay curious about what other people are going through. And the last one is concern, which is inner motivation that moves people to respond and express care about another's welfare. So this is oftentimes influenced by social factors such as social status, who the person is, and the sufferer's character. Such as if he's, has a bad reputation, you're gonna tend to like see, oh, maybe he deserves that, and you're not gonna empathize with him. So the impact of empathy, it has a biological history. So like you already have some type of empathy already when you are born. But what's really cool about empathy is that you can improve this every day. And and we'll get into that. But what empathy does, it improves healthcare and their interactions, is what they found in these books. So one of the ways they did this was teaching empathy. So they used this program called Empathetics, which was taught to physicians, which improved their ability to read emotion, uh, improve burnout, and improve patient satisfaction. So empathy was an acronym that they used, and so the E stood for eye contact. And eye contact was taught because it improves communication, it makes people feel seen, and makes them feel important. The M stands for muscles slash or facial expressions, and humans mimic expressions whether you know it or not. Oftentimes in interviews, if you see one person cross their legs, you kind of tend to mimic that motion. Or if you see somebody take a drink of water, you think of taking a drink of water. So it helps you identify feelings. The P stands for posture, and your posture indicates a lot of things. If you're slumping down and you kind of look like you're not having interest, there's a sadness you can see in posture. If you see somebody standing straight up and like with a really good posture, that often indicates some type of respect or confidence in you. A is affect and emotions. Learning to ID what somebody is feeling, it helps you understand their behavior or underlying cause. T stands for tone, and one of the most important things is that voice conveys more than 35% of nonverbal emotional content. So when you are trying to empathize with somebody, you want to match the tone of their person, or also if they are kind of more on the radical high or low part of the tone, you want to make sure yours is kind of moderated. H stands for hearing. Listening does not happen as often as we think, especially nowadays. Everybody wants to be heard, and so what the empathic listening requires asking questions, and so, but these questions are more that not tiered towards judging. It's more to express and question like what's going on and try to figure this out in a much more respectful way. Why is your response and how we resonate with the person? It can be conscious or unconscious in how we do this. So empathy in children. So children can read emotions, which is from a very young age, which is very important as they grow. Parents understanding their children's emotions has correlated to how successful these kids do in their later in life. Children need their emotions mirrored, which is often a reflection that parents understand what emotions that they're going through. And one of the biggest roles in children's lives is the role of the teacher. The teacher can have a huge impact on the child's self-worth and how they feel each other or how they see each other, because the way the teacher interacts with them really impacts the kid's ability to be understood, feel understood, and then therefore it'll impact him and how he understands other people. So we need empathy. It improves human interaction because we are a very social species and we need other people. So it improves human interactions. We can improve empathy by using these empathic skills, by using the empathy acronym. And it's not just in healthcare that we need that people use empathy. Children do it because they need it. We need it in the workplace everywhere we are. Coaching especially needs it. Everybody does. So coaching and empathy. So coaching college students, they're still growing and maturing students that, don't quite get it all the time. And technically you could treat they are a kid in that aspect because they are still learning so much, because the human brain for men does not fully mature until your mid to late 20s, and we're dealing with kids who are 18 to 22, sometimes 23. Not everybody has the same background. You got to realize as a coach, what is acceptable to one player's eyes is not in another's, or what was taught. You don't know their family situation or who was taught what. So you have to take into account everybody's individual, concerns, and then go from there and to understand them individually. Self-worth is another one. They deserve respect just from where they deserve your respect just as much as you deserve their respect. So you gotta kind of meet in the middle there and still understand where they come from. And that's my references.